Hi guys, welcome to At Home with Brea. I'm Brea Gotthardt, and I'm wondering, have you ever wanted to make an amazing apple pie but just didn't know how? Well, today, that's what I want to show you how to do. Let's get started. There are 8 very simple steps to making a great apple pie. Step 1, move the rack in your oven to the middle shelf, then put the preheat on to 425 degrees. Step 2, prepare your pie crust. If you don't have a great pie crust recipe, check out mine above or below in the links. Otherwise, you can use a pre-made pie crust from the refrigerated section in the grocery store. Step 3, peel and slice your apples. You're going to need 5 medium-sized apples to make a great apple pie. Now, if your apples are small, you'll need 6. Today, I'm going to be using my KitchenAid attachment. It's a peel and slice attachment. I'll put a link to it below. For years, I did this by hand, so you don't have to have one of these. This just makes it faster and gives more even slices. If you've used the slice and peel attachment from KitchenAid, this is what your apple will end up looking like. So all I do is you can either cut it with a knife in half or just break them in half, and that will be perfect. Step 4, we're gonna go on and get our ingredients for our pie filling ready. So I've got these pre-measured. It's a 1/2 cup of sugar, 3 tablespoons of flour, 1½ teaspoons of Saigon Cinnamon, and 1/8 teaspoon of salt. I always use Himalayan salt. Once you have your pie filling ingredients in a bowl, go on and stir them up, and then we're just going to toss them right over on top of our apples. Here's a great tip. The flour in this mixture is what helps absorb the extra moisture so that our pie crust doesn't get soggy. So if you've ever had a soggy pie crust, you know that is disgusting. Protect the crust. Add the flour. All you need to do to complete step 4 is just toss your apples in the pie filling mixture. Step 5, begin putting your pie together. My pie crust is all ready to go. I've put it on a baking sheet and I've put parchment paper down so that if there's any spillage, it's not going to get on my pan and make a mess in my oven. Now I'm ready to put my pie filling into my pie crust. Step 6, combine your crumb topping ingredients together. You're going to take 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour, a 1/2 cup of sugar, 1/3 cup of cold butter, and 1 teaspoon of Saigon Cinnamon. The reason I love Saigon Cinnamon so much is because it has a little bit hotter taste and sweeter taste than regular cinnamon. If you were to smell most cinnamon next to Saigon Cinnamon, you would smell there's an incredible difference between the two. Now that I have all my ingredients in my bowl for my crumb topping, I'm going to use my pastry blender to cut in the ingredients. That basically just means make little pieces of the butter and combine it just a skosh. Now, if you don't have a pastry blender, you can use a fork or 2 forks. Some people use 2 knives and just cut back and forth. I find a pastry blender or a fork works the best for me. Step 7. This is what your crumb topping should look like. It shouldn't be uniform. The small pieces and the larger pieces of butter that are cut into this mixture will create a beautiful look to the top of your crumb pie. Add your crumb topping to the top of your pie. And we're almost done. Step 8, bake your pie. Now you always want to protect your crust. So you're going to use either a pie crust shield, which these are a couple bucks. They're $2 to $5, and they are well worth the investment. You simply spray the bottom of it with cooking spray and put it on top for whatever size baking dish you use. I make all of my pies in a quiche dish because you get more real estate in a quiche dish. But whatever pie pan you have, they make a pie shield for that. If you don't have that on hand, no worries. Just use aluminum foil and just put it all around the edges of your pie crust. Make sure to spray it with cooking spray first so that it won't stick to your crust, but that will protect your pie crust and it'll make it look really beautiful. Now you're ready to just pop it in the oven. You'll put it in the oven at 425 for 15 minutes. Then you're going to reduce your heat down to 375 and bake it for an additional 35 to 40 minutes.